Good to go? All right. Welcome to our talk tonight. Tonight's topic is recovering from life. And so leading into tonight's topic, part of it, I'm sure I'm speaking to a minority, but for some people the 2020s have been kind of tough. So like I said, I'm sure I'm speaking to a minority here. But truth is, for a lot of us, the 2020s has been, the past year and a half has been a couple of years that I've never experienced anything in my life. So some of the things we're going to go over tonight are some habits and things you can do to help recover from life and deal with stress. So we'll start out tonight. So if we take a look at a big ship, it probably looks like one of the ports outside of LA, where they can't get in there. So does anyone know why a ship like this doesn't sink? Any guess? So if you take a look at a ship like this, this is many thousands of pounds. And it doesn't sink partially because, the inside, the hull, there's no leaks in it. A ship like this also doesn't sink scientifically due to Archimedes' principle. So we'll talk a little bit about physics here to start. So any of you in physics class, if you look at Archimedes' principle, a big ship like that, the bigger the hull is, the more water it displaces. That's the amount of buoyancy that pushes back up on it. So a big ship like that can float because it displaces water and there's no holes in the hull. Archimedes, Greek mathematician, if you remember one of his famous quotes, "Give me a lever long enough and fulcrum to which to place it, and I shall move the world." And this is that principle in action. And so I think as far as a ship on the ocean, something that has that much weight, and think of almost like the ocean and water in that as far as stress, especially in the past year and a half, everything that we've had piled onto us. The people that are doing the best right now are those that have their internal ship or hull shored up. And that can be a number of things. Have you been exercising? Have you been eating healthy? What are you doing as far as meditation? Anything to mitigate the effects of stress. Because as we're now a year and a half plus into this pandemic, obviously we've had enough time to get healthy, but where are people? In fact, I heard a stat the other day, certain groups of children are 28% more likely to be obese, which is pretty sad. And then again, at the start of all this, what did we do? We closed gyms and we kept fast food open, so some of the things we didn't make a whole lot of sense. So one of the things I think of just to help me, especially if I know I'm going to have a stressful day, what are the 30 minutes I do before bed and what are the 30 minutes I do in the morning right after I get up? I call that the golden hour. I also call it putting on my Teflon for the day. So if I'm ready for the day, then I'm ready for that patient that may be complaining of, my treatment isn't going well, maybe the guy cuts me off in traffic. If I put my Teflon for the day, then it doesn't bother me as much. Even Dr. Bouch talks about it a lot. So you stub your toe when you're feeling good. It's a Friday afternoon. You're going to meet friends. It doesn't hurt as bad. You stub your toe Monday morning after you hit the snooze button, and it hurts a lot more. So with a lot of these things, results take time. So for a lot of these, give it 30 days. The nice thing as we get to the end of October here, instead of waiting till January 1, maybe for November. What am I going to do for 30 days during November? So good sleep. Yellow? Oh, detox? Yeah, detox getting ready for... So speaking of which, we were going to talk a little bit as far as our detox. We made drinks here tonight, but one of the things we typically do at the start of the year is, hey, what's one of the things, let's clean up the diet and that. But it's almost like it gives us an excuse to misbehave all November to December. So what happens if I started November 1st, started getting healthier, and then, come Thanksgiving, then I can misbehave a little bit. But good sleep's very important. Increased energy, improved memory, ability to manage stress, and this is one of the biggest things, especially as far as recovering from life goes. What not to do? So if you look at a lot of these things right before bed and right when I get up in the morning, so we have Facebook and Twitter and that. So right away in the morning is not the time to hop on Facebook and go tell off your uncle who disagrees with you politically. So I think of all those things in the morning that, keep the phone outside of the room for some people that have low willpower like me. I actually turn off my Wi-Fi at night just so I'm not tempted to go on it. One of the things, and this has to do with TV as well, so if I'm looking at a smartphone right before I go to bed, it emits blue light. And blue light is important right away in the morning and right before. So at this time as the sun's going down, it's nice to look at sunsets as far as that blue light fades. And then especially in the morning, because that helps wake me up. But what happens if I'm looking at blue light right before I go to sleep? Well, it's going to tell my pineal gland, some people call it their third eye, now I'm not going to produce as much melatonin. So now I'm not going to get enough sleep, and then I'm going to wake up tired, and that circle continues. In fact, I set my phone to block out blue light starting at 4 o'clock, especially in the wintertime here, or as we head into winter, it's much easier to go to sleep then. So what can you do? So a couple of things that I've done over the past couple of years. So right away in the morning or at night, sometimes I get a little tired when I do meditation, so I'll do it more at night. 10-minute guided meditation. There's tons of videos on YouTube. Prayer, that's why they say in the morning and at night. Gratitude journaling, and this can be really simple. Just 3 things that went well today. And it doesn't have to be, boy, I got that new promotion, I got a new car, I got a new house. It could be, boy, I finally hit that green light where I always hit red. Hey, I had something to eat today. Hey, I actually had a car to drive to work. So keep it simple. When I start getting in a not good place, I know 2 months into COVID, I wasn't in a good place just because of everything that we were doing. I started just gratitude journaling for a week. Other thing, walking. Walking is one of the simplest, easiest things, just 10 minutes a day. Here are 6 scientifically proven ways to fall asleep better. Regular bedtimes, regular wake-up times. Exercise an hour on a bike. I know this afternoon I went for a little hike, especially with probably our last 70-degree day for 6 months. Turn down the brightness of your phone. I had talked about that. Eat a turkey and cheese sandwich. And this is one of the things, almost for 2 years now, I've charted every single day when I'm eating certain supplements to help out with my sleep. For some things like turkey, tryptophan, I do good. If I eat a bunch of red meat before bed, I don't do as well. And I learned that just from writing that down and trying to link which nights I sleep better compared to nights that I don't. Cherry juice. Other thing, half an hour hot bath, add a little Epsom salt. So magnesium, that'll be one of the things I talk about in a slide as far as de-stressing. Magnesium is one of my favorite minerals. You can also get that in through the skin using Epsom salt soaks or magnesium sulfate. Some of the supplements to help with sleep, magnesium, the RDA is 300 to 400 milligrams a day. You get magnesium from sources like deep leafy greens. Glycine, which is an amino acid, that's why magnesium glycinate is actually a really good supplement. Glycine is just an amino acid that can help with sleep. Valerian root is an herb that you can use that helps to increase GABA, which is an inhibitory neurotransmitter. Finally, something as simple as honey and cinnamon. Sometimes I'll do this before bed, just to give a little bit of a glycogen source before bed. In the morning, what can I do? That golden half an hour. Resist the snooze button. I know they make different things out now where they have the alarm clock that moves around. This is one of the things I've tried to do over the past couple of years. Don't hit the snooze button. Whatever I have to do. Push-ups, air squats, go for a walk, hop in the shower. If I wake up and I didn't sleep as good, I'll actually throw on Jim Gaffigan. I'll throw on a comedian right away. So if I can laugh right away in the morning, that helps get me up. Motivational music, write down goals for the day. Warm water with lemon right when you wake up, really good to help energize the body, good for the liver. I'll be honest, I love my coffee. Ideal eating window, right away in the morning, 8 to 2 p.m. for those of you that are intermittent fasting. And this is one of the things as far as diet charting. Some people like to push their breakfast off till later in the morning. Some people have to eat right away or right when they wake up. And obviously you can see what gives you more energy. Quote I like, first forget inspiration. So I think we always do this at the start of the year. Hey, I got to get inspired, new year, new me. But forget inspiration, habit is much more dependable. Habit will sustain you whether you're inspired or not. And so this is one of those things, kind of like doing 30-day goals to be healthier, whatever it may be, from an exercise program to gratitude journaling. Boy, if you can start to write down and do it on a daily basis, it's a whole lot better than waking up Monday morning and hoping to be inspired. So with that, I'll turn it over to our next speaker tonight, and that is Dr. Lexi.